I would describe myself as a responsible father, as someone who's taking responsibility for the future of the planet because I want my children to live in a good place. The first step in taking that type of responsibility is breaking out of the system, whether physically or mentally, or making a plan to come out of the system, to come with another alternative, because it's obvious that it's because of the system that some people get rich while others get poor. And that brings along all the different problems that we have. Mostly I'd say we're fighting for responsibility, the right to be responsible. Because the main function of the devil is to take away your responsibility, because once you lose your responsibility, you lose your position. You know, if you're an irresponsible boss, you will lose your position at work. If you're an irresponsible cleaner, you will lose your position, you know. So when God asked Adam and Eve about eating the fruit, none of them took responsibility. They all blamed somebody else. Now, this is what we do in life. We never take responsibility, you see. And because we never take responsibility, we lose our position.
We will be free. Yeah, yeah, yeah. We will be free. Whoa, whoa, whoa. And there will be love. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
10 years has been spent learning a lot about communicating, because one thing is having an idea of wanting to change the world. It's a totally different thing relating that idea to others, and it's also a totally different thing getting others on board. And before you can do any of those things, you have to really go into yourself and find your true values, your true core values, because you can't really afford to put out something that is incomplete. You cannot afford to put out messages that are not totally worked out. People will not understand them, and most of all, people don't need them. So finding the balance of what sets all of us free is what it's been about all these years. And I finally got to the issue of water, because I know that water inherently has those qualities and characteristics that respect each and every person's right to life, and also assists all life. And that is the type of mentality that one needs to have when trying to find to get people on board for any cause, because otherwise it gets political, in the sense that you have to convince people about ideas and theories and whatever, whereas that's not what we're dealing with. We're not dealing with convincing people about ideas.
See how His Majesty free my mind. See how His Majesty free my mind. Now I'm not living in doubt. Freedom is what it's all about. Eternal youth don't cost money. Love of Jah is sweeter than honey.
We are more into making people wake up to realities, you know, like real truths, basic principles and truths, because the ideas is something else. Just to illustrate that, I say it is very clear that people have not understood the message of Christ, because if they had understood the message of Christ, there would only be one church. You know, there would not be any divisions. So that sends a clear message that when you fight for ideas and not the reality, there's a lot of confusion and division that comes into being, you see. So these 10 years have been about that. So, you know, to do it right, to do it in a way where it's clear to everybody, not necessarily everybody, but clear to the universe what you want, because then the universe aligns everything. So if you're wondering why I've been walking around with a split, a huge, humongous split in the streets of Barcelona and the streets of Cape Town and at the Moon Rock Festival, it's just part of the exercises in bringing people on board and trying to meet people with concepts and ideas, that break down the barriers, and especially my barriers I've had to break down in going out to people. So it's looked very confusing as to what is it Jimmy is up to at the moment over these last 10 years. But I think we are at the point where I can put it together and present it to the world and say, look, this is my take on how we can get people on board and how we can basically come up with a win-win situation for everybody without discriminating, without calling anybody names, without calling anybody the criminal, without really labeling anybody as anything bad, but just opening a door for everybody, regardless who they are, that we have the same approach and love for the children who are homeless in the streets of Cape Town and to the CEOs of a platinum mine or Shell, because of learning these basic principles of who we are as human beings. What do we represent as human beings? What are we? So the minute you see another human being, you see a representation of that, and then we realize that that's what we need to promote, and that's what we need to get into everybody's conscious and mind, so that they make better decisions wherever they are, so that they make responsible decisions. You see what I mean? So it really is about responsibility, it really is about forgiveness, it is about being true to yourself. And in the end, it all adds up to water, or water adds up to all these things. So that's basically the philosophical underpinning behind the walk from Cape Town to Cairo. And I shall break down some of the parts of the walk so that the confusion is finally dealt with.
We will be forever free and forever happy. We will be forever free. We will be forever free and forever happy. We will be forever free. See how His Majesty free my mind. See how His Majesty free my mind. See how His Majesty free my mind.
I really think that it is not the responsibility of companies themselves to define their CSR, the corporate social responsibility. That I really and truly believe should come from the people who are affected by the actions or the conduct or the characteristics of a given company. You cannot really have a company that in essence would be its own lawyer, its own defense, and its own prosecutor, and its own prison warden, and its own judge. Things don't work like that. That responsibility has to be given to the people, and the people have to define it, because the people know what they need. So if you're able to put all these differences in understanding together as one coherent, wholesome entity or understanding or philosophy or concept or whatever, or person even, or group, then you really are having the total overview that you should have, because basically if you're Christian, then you believe that you're created in the image of the Creator, and the Creator would be looking at life on earth in a wholesome manner, not in individual divisions, So that was, those are the reasons behind a comprehensive corporate social responsibility. It has to be comprehensive, and it has to be defined by the people, for the people. And the companies have to know that they're at the mercy of the people.
No reason why good things should not come our way. There's no reason why happiness should not come to stay. No reason why good things should not come our way. There's no reason why happiness should not come to stay. There's no need to worry now, no need to worry, no need to worry, no need to cry, no need to worry now, no need to worry, no need to worry, no need to cry. 'Cause deep inside me there's a kingdom that is worth to me much more than gold. Whoa, it is my love meditation. It is my love meditation. Oh, deep inside me there's a kingdom that is worth to me much more than gold. Whoa, it is my love meditation. A higher meditation.